Who you played this week or something?
I'm playing the Bears. We about to play now.
That's just some bully stuff right there, right? Then how does this happen right here? Look, Darius Slade, with all of his might, tries to throw.
Lock first Dipset. I need top billing. That nigga funny as fuck. Hell no. A missing plane from 1955 landed in 37 landed 30 1955 landed after 37 years. Man, I gotta watch this.
Oh, what's that? What's the name? God damn, what's the name of that show?
Mind boggling.
Damn, what the fuck is the name of that show?
Like the show that they disappeared for like 5 years or
Yeah,
6 years.
yeah, on Netflix. Well, it was on Channel 4. Now it's on Netflix.
Grab your popcorn and stay tuned to find out exactly what that impossible occurrence was, alongside a whole host of other eerie, mysterious voyages. One morning in 1992 at an airport in Caracas, Venezuela.
Shit, it was another show like that called 4400 back in the day.
Huh?
4400 was like that back in the day.
What
Uh, 4,400 people disappeared and they came back.
That really happened?
No, it was a show back in the early 2000s. They just keep remaking the same shows over and over again.
The pilot replied that this was flight 914, ready to touch down in Miami. When Juan informed him this was an airport in Venezuela, the pilot was horrified. He'd somehow traveled 1,200 miles away from his destination, and things were about to get even weirder. When the plane landed, witnesses could see passengers pressed up against the windows wearing an aircraft on the tarmac. After a long silence, Juan's radio crackled in a hoarse voice. The pilot for the mystery plane asked him to confirm the date. Juan told him it was May 21st, 1992. As he spoke, he could hear the pilot breathing fast, clearly distressed. Moments later, the pilot flung open the cockpit window and began frantically waving away, the ground crew screaming that he needed to leave. As he waved his arm, something fluttered down from the clipboard he clutched in one hand. But before anyone could react, the plane was in motion. The aircraft crew watched in shock as mere minutes after it had happened, the mystery aircraft sped off down the runway before climbing away into the clouds. One ran down to the tarmac and picked up the document that had fallen from the pilot's clipboard. To his shock, he saw it was a calendar dating from 1955. In the aftermath, aviation officers were able to surmise that this unexpected runway visitor was indeed the mysterious flight 914 that had disappeared back in the 50s.
Yeah,
Even
right.
after a thorough investigation, they couldn't make any sense of the plane's sudden reappearance. As for the plane itself, it was never seen again. So how can we explain the time-travelling plane? The most popular theory among fans of this tantalising tale is that the plane accidentally entered a wormhole through time and space, transporting it somewhere else 37 years into the future. If you think that sounds crazy, then it's worth noting that the scientific theories of scientists like Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking mathematically support the idea that wormholes could potentially exist. But we need to
Oh yeah, Manifest. That's the name of it.
paper with point marks at either end. Usually, you'd only be able to travel through those points by moving along the paper. But if you fold the paper in half, bringing the points together, that's a much quicker way to travel between them. This is how a wormhole theoretically works. A space-time bending shortcut through the cosmos that connects to distant points of space or time altogether. Well, no one's really sure how a wormhole could come into existence, nor has anyone ever actually observed one. Explain the mystery of the time-traveling plane. Now, before I reveal the truth, if you think wormholes were behind this mystery, click that like button. If you're skeptical, that subscribe button with the fascinating content I post daily, it is an equally good choice. Great. Now, let's see. Find out the truth. As it turns out, the real explanation doesn't require complicated physics to work out. That's because, unfortunately, the tale of Pan Am Flight 914 is actually a vintage piece of fake news.
Wow.
First circulated by the Weekly World News in 1985, this tabloid was notorious for inventing mind-boggling stories in order to sell papers, including the story of a baby born with a wooden leg and the tall tale of a man who sued himself after he was hit by his own boomerang. In fact, the story of Flight 914 made such a splash in the 80s that the tabloid actually ran it twice more in 1993. And in 1999, it soon became an urban legend circulated online by conspiracy theorists as evidence of time travel. But of course, I wouldn't bring you here with the promise of genuine mystery and not deliver. While the case of Flight 914 turned out to be a hoax, that's not to say our world hasn't seen its fair share of voyages that took a turn toward the inexplicably bizarre. Stay tuned to find out just how peculiar some real examples of this type of thing are, because sometimes truth is even stranger than fiction.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich is the only chicken sandwich that's bigger looking good. Go on and get yourself one today.
Bermuda. Would you take a trip over the Bermuda Triangle? Over the years, this portion of the North Atlantic Ocean between Bermuda, Miami, and Puerto Rico has seen a number of planes and ships disappear in mysterious seeming circumstances. One of these disappearances is strange for all more complex. Vanishing Flight 19 in December 1945, a squadron of 5 torpedo bombers and their 14 crew took off from Lauderdale in Florida. Ready to tackle a 3-hour training exercise, not far into their journey, Flight 19 began to run into problems. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, began to radio in distress messages, claiming that the squadron had become lost after Taylor's plane's compasses malfunctioned. As dusk began to set in and weather conditions turned nasty, the radio messages became increasingly confused until eventually they stopped altogether. As it became apparent, the squadron was in trouble. 2 planes were dispatched on a search and rescue mission heading for Flight 19's
Now, the good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington football team and the Chicago Bears. This is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
On the play. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I gotta say, if it's gonna be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And brought down.
Oh, shit, I was in the wrong formation.
5-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there.
Yeah.
The chains.
Oh, you can Mr. Salsa,
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 33. 22 yards there, a first down. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
36 on the carry.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A very solid gain of 27. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1. Short of the goal. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears.
Washington, nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
I'm just filling them out right now.
Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will stop at the 20.
Yeah, it always takes me a drive to adjust.
Everybody like that, bro. I'm just saying I played in all of that. I know stuff we can do. I get more on this stuff. And junkies, I couldn't stop that shit no matter what I did. But our shit was laggy as hell. You come out, oh yeah, man, that shit lagging sometimes. Yeah, all right.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, that was dangerous.
The pass.
Throw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
He's going to let it go again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
1st down, Washington.
Gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll look to throw here. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And this will be incomplete. Physical play.
I tapped the fucking button, man.
Brandon, we saw these
I wasn't even trying to throw it to him.
Their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. They'll drop to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And that's a touchdown, but hold on, there is a flag down on the field.
Oh, wow. It's killing me.
A costly penalty.
Killing me.
The lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points.
Oh, wow.
The second time we're going to take a look at is Rashad Lewis. First team All-State at Bishop Moore High School in Orlando, Florida. Rashad was a two-star corner coming out of high school and didn't get many offers from schools. Lewis accepted a transition from cornerback to wide receiver.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
And that's the first sack of this game. And how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush.
I hate that.
They're really working in sync right now.
He don't let you throw the ball or nothing.
From deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Flushed out right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Taken in at the 22. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bears take over.
Their own 31-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball. I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up second and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bears 7, Washington nothing.
Out of the gun now on third down. Finding some room at midfield. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. toward the right side here. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
RB1, RB2, a lot of people in drafts already taking him ahead of David Montgomery. Yes, I've been geeking out, doing mock drafts with Mike Carroll joining us now from Maryland. Mike, what can you tell us about the Ravens' expectations for J.K.
He'll drop to throw. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
And at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm.
You know a movie I think gonna be hot? That Will Smith playing Venus Serena
Way
Day.
too early for panic.
At their own 25-yard line.
Venus and Serena, Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith playing Venus and Serena Day.
Out there set and ready for this next drive.
Showing their
The
glow up.
Washington
Like,
offense.
you know how they got,
They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit. 14-0 scores. They regroup with 1st and 10. And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down. Just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. If it's a power play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's the option. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. It's almost like you can see see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their effort.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
3rd down.
Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman of the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
At the 41-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Not much there, only a yard.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big. But in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Give me that.
This ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off near the 26.
Here we go.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, the ultimate result was an incomplete pass. They sure look like a well-coached team because once he got outside of the pocket, the scramble rules come into effect. And a lot of the guys who ran deep routes, they come back closer to the line of scrimmage. And the running back usually runs a check down. He took it deep, and they gave it a big shot. It came up unsuccessful.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Bears Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every bit of the grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Stability's always been there for Sammy. He's going to stay healthy. The opportunities to start this
and that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
And incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
So the opening play in the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And again this time to the tailback. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. 2nd straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Looking deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, we saw that they had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Second and 6. Looking left side, and it's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season, and the Bears will add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
He's brought down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
4 yards. And the Washington 1st down.
They're going to look to throw. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
47.
A well-executed 22-yard gain.
1st down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
You know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something, when you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a dump off here complete, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And he's got his big tight end here. And he's going to get this all the way
my defense still running up field.
Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
The tackling in this game has not been good so far. We've seen our share of missed tackles. Case in point, that one right there. And that miss led to another big play. I don't know if it's effort, I don't know if it's technique, but they'll have to work on that in practice.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A good pickup there at 22.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Again, he'll drop the throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
3 at the 4-yard line.
Now a handoff looking right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bears will extend their lead. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Bears 28, Washington 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Called out a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
By number 4.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okuda. And the return comes to a home right at the 44-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, football, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
1st and 10 at the
3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's going to be caught, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown as the Bears push further out in front.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Got to come back in.
Back now at Soldier Field, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Flush to his right. He'll run it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2nd and 9.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 32. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And Charles here in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now.
He did a fine job there not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get it, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. And he'll give it here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd and 2. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. And the Bears on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
The kicker on for the extra point.
This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that pick 6 a moment ago doesn't change things too much. They still seem pretty comfortable with a 3-possession fourth-quarter lead. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Bears on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now this throw caught left side, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
1st down.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
The pass.
It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Bears' 37-yard line.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a 1st.
Looks to me, Parker, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. They'll look to throw. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Give your superstar the ball and continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the post game. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
He sets to fire deep. It's caught inside the 25. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Bears, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll have another home day next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gordon. This is the NFL
35-20
on EA Sports.
You get him?
No, I lost.
You done looking at the highlights and shit? You coming in the games, bro?
Huh?
You check on the schedule.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what fucking button that was.